Hello viewers, I am myself is Dr. Vadiraj Tagore, Assistant Professor Sri Jagadguru Tontavariya Government Westbury College, Mudarbi. This is a lecture series of thermoelectricity. Among that, this is third session. And this is for BSc program of Karnataka University, Dharwad for the BSc fourth semester. Learning objectives of this session is to know the concept of thermoelectricity, to understand the concept of Seebeck effect, experimental facts of Seebeck effect, laws of thermoelectric effect, concept of Peltier effect. Session outcomes are perfect knowledge about thermoelectricity, clarity of Seebeck effect, experimental thinking of Seebeck effect, knowledge about Peltier effect. Prerequisites for this discussion is concept about basic terminologies of thermodynamics, concept of heat and temperature, basic laws of thermodynamics, basics of current electricity. Contents of this lecture is Seebeck effect, laws of thermoelectric effect, and Peltier effect. So thermoelectric phenomena is whenever dissimilar metals, they will produce the EMF. That generated EMF is called thermoelectricity, and this phenomena can be classified into three categories. One is called Seebeck, other Peltier, third one Thomson effects. As we know, the Seebeck effect is whenever two dissimilar metals are kept at two different temperatures, they will produce the EMF. That generated EMF is called thermo EMF, and the phenomenon is called thermoelectricity. And variation of thermo EMF versus temperature, we have plotted the graph. The graph is parabolic curve in curve, and it represents the equation E is equal to AT plus BT square. Now we have a discussion on laws of thermoelectric effect. There are two laws. Among that, first law is called first law or law of intermediate metals. That is, if you introduce any third metal in between two metals and again generated EMF does not alter. That is, definition is the introduction of any additional metal into any thermoelectric circuit does not alter the thermo EMF provided the metal introduced is entirely at the same temperature as the point at which the metal is introduced. So here we are taking A and C are the extreme metals. If we introduce the third metal is called B, then the EMF does not alter the total EMF. That is, if AEB is the EMF of a thermocouple of metals A and B, and BEC that for the couple of metals B and C, then the EMF of a couple of metals A and C is given by AEC is equal to AEB plus BEC. So hence, if you introduce any third metal in between the thermoelectric metals, then again the phenomena or generated EMF does not alter. That is called law of introduction of metal. Now we have a second law called second law or law of intermediate temperature. Similarly, if we introduce any temperature in between low and extreme temperature, again generated EMF does not alter. In definition, the introduction of any intermediate temperature into any thermoelectric circuit does not alter the induced thermo EMF. If 1E3 is the EMF of a thermocouple of temperatures 1 and 3 made of two dissimilar metals A and B, 1E2 and 2E3 that for the next temperature junction. So the effective introduced EMF across the remains same, that is 1E3 is equal to 1E2 plus 2E3. Hence, introduction of any intermediate temperature between extreme and lowest temperatures, then again generated EMF does not alter. That is called law of intermediate temperature. Now we have to go for a next phenomenon called Peltier effect. So Peltier effect is reverse process of Seebeck effect. Here we can take the two metals, metal A and metal B, for example, copper and iron. Instead of keeping the old galvanometer, if we pass the electric current by inserting the battery, then again one end becomes hot end, other end becomes cold end. So this phenomenon is called Peltier effect. When an electric current flows through two dissimilar metals in a closed circuit, one junction is heated and the other junction is cooled. This phenomenon is known as Peltier effect. And this, or if you interchange the positive and negative of the battery, again the hot junction becomes cold junction and cold junction becomes the hot junction. Hence this Peltier effect is also called reversible process or reversible engine, and Peltier effect is reverse process of Seebeck effect. Suppose if amount of heat H is absorbed or evolved at a junction is proportional to charge Q passing through the junction, that is H is proportional to Q or H is proportional to IT, because we know current is ratio of charge and time, or charge is equal to current into time. If you substitute, H is proportional to I into T, or H is equal to pi IT, where pi is called proportionality constant. That proportionality constant is called Peltier coefficient. So Peltier coefficient in equation H is equal to pi IT. Pi is called Peltier coefficient. If you substitute, I is 1 ampere and T is 1 second, therefore amount of heat absorbed or evolved must be equal to Peltier coefficient. Hence we may define Peltier coefficient as the energy that is liberated or absorbed at a junction between two dissimilar metals is due to the passage of unit quantity of electricity is called Peltier coefficient. Thank you one and all for your hearing. Thank you.